Smalls, and I reside at 852 North Washington Street. I'm here to do follow-up questions at the council meeting of 4/24. Most of my questions are directed towards Attorney Vinsko. Okay? During the meeting, I asked the following questions. When did the city of Wilkes Barre meet with the U.S. Corps of Engineers and UGI officials regarding the proposed gas line route in the Brookside area? Who attended the meeting? Are the minutes of the meeting available to the public? Attorney Vinsko replied that the meeting was held in February. So again, I asked the two unanswered questions: who attended the meeting? I'm particularly interested in who from the Corps of Engineers approved the current route, and if there is a signed document of the approval. If so, may I have a copy? Are the minutes of the meeting available to the public? If so, who do I have to contact to receive a copy? During the course of the meeting, it was decided to table a resolution regarding the easement for the installation of a 12-inch gas line in the Brookside area. The reason given according to the Times Leader article of 4/25/14 titled Wilkes Barre Gas Main Project on Hold was so that the Assistant City Attorney William Vinsko could change language regarding how close the line would be to Small's house. I just want, according to Attorney Vinsko, I just want to make sure that this is tightened for our protection and Mr. Small's, Vinsko said. Does this mean that the language in the public utility right-of-way grant was going to be changed? Was the language changed? If so, may I have a copy of the changed document? I would also like to know how this change will protect me. I also believe I heard Attorney Vinsko use the word setback. If that is correct, does this mean that the city of Wilkes Barre will now have a required setback distance for large pressurized gas lines? During the council discussion, Councilman George requested that the UGI reps provide PUC approval in written form. They declined, saying that wasn't how these approvals are handled. Attorney Vinsko stated he would obtain the written approval. Has the PUC written approval been obtained? If so, may I have a copy of that written approval? A walkthrough of the proposed new gas line route by City Council was proposed by Councilman President Bill Barry and agreed to by UGI representatives. Was there a walkthrough? Who attended? What were the results? Now, I know a walkthrough hasn't been taken, and I was just wondering, is the city waiting for UGI to contact them, or vice versa? Because we had the same problem when we were having the public meeting on this. One was waiting for the other to name the date. That's all I have. I appreciate any answers you could give me, Attorney Vinsko.
Sure. Let me start backwards. UGI, I have been in touch with Bob Lamson for several times in the last 2-3 weeks. And through our discussions, we've been trying to work with the PUC to get something formal in writing saying that they approve this project or that they're not going to have any exceptions to this project. As of yet, because of their contact at the PUC was on vacation 2 weeks ago, we do not have anything in writing yet. You will notice it's not on the agenda this evening because we want to get that information for you before that takes place.
Could I just interrupt you for one second?
Sure.
I received a letter from their council, okay, regarding that, and they have informed the PUC, and they're replying to my complaint, okay, so that's where that stands right now, as far as I know.
Okay. But we are going to get that information. We are going to get that information to you. As far as an alternate route, I did speak with Mr. Barrett about this several times, at the latest on Tuesday. I know that that's an issue. One of the things I want to make sure that you're aware of is that the city is granting, because we own the part where the levee is, so we're granting our easement there. The part that is on your street there obviously is a public right-of-way, so that's their issue.
I understand.
So I'm going to get now to the issue of setback and how that change will affect you. The language that I'm looking to put in that document is going to be there so that it is clear that your setback from the center of the line is less than 10 feet. And I say that because not only did they admit that, but the actual requirements that they want to have in the agreement on our land is that nothing will be built within 10 feet. So if you ever go for a zoning permit, or if you ever go for any type of variance on anything, or any type of subdivision approval, I want to make sure it's clear that they put this line within 10 feet of your home, so that there's no question there. How that's going to affect you is that if you ever go to sell the home or something, there will be something of record that shows that, so you're protected. Now, in terms of whether or not they can do an alternate route, or whether or not that's going to affect, you know, what your home is going to be, how your home is going to be affected with the installation of that line, that's still something that we're looking to get final direction on from UGI. So it's not a matter that we're waiting for them on anything, we're in constant contact. We want to get something from the PUC that tells us that they're comfortable with it, and then move to hopefully get a meeting with you to show it. Now, our meetings, the meeting that we had a meeting early with myself, Bob Lamson, Ed Dunlop, who was one of the engineers, and Councilman Merritt came first, and then after he left, Councilman Barrett came because it affects their districts. And then we wanted to just show them the outline of the proposal. Several times since then, I sent emails to all of City Council and to the administration, updating them as to what it was and copying everybody on the proposal, the maps that you have, the copies of the maps. There was no formal minutes of the meeting. Basically, the entire meeting was just an informational session as to exactly what was going to occur. And it was at those meetings that we had discussed the fact that we wanted to hold a public session for the residents of Brookside to attend and to air any concerns that they had. So while, you know, council is obviously concerned about this, and we want to address it for you as well, we're taking our time with this to make sure that it's done appropriately, and before any action is taken, we will be contacting you. I was in touch with Bob Lamson as late as about a little after 5 o'clock today to let him know that, you know, we were going to talk with council. I didn't know if he would be here or not, but he did say to me that he's going to continue working to get the information for the PUC. He'll be in touch with me in the next week or so, and then as soon as that happens, we'll reach out to you to get you to come and maybe meet with Councilman Merritt and Councilman Barrett and any other members of council or the administration that would like to discuss this, and then we can come to a resolution on how we're going to proceed.
You're going to get an unanswered question and ask it, who approved this from the Corps of Engineers?
Okay, that I don't know. I know that the Corps of Engineers was consulted on it, but that was prior to the city's involvement. That was with UGI, but what I can do is I can find out for you and get that answer for you.
Yeah, I just wondered if it was the same deal as the PUC where they sent it in and there was no objection, so they considered it approved, or was there actual approval of the plan?
I don't think there was anything in writing. It was my understanding that they had to contact the Army Corps because of the fact that one of the alternative routes was going to end up requiring it to be dug into the levee. And that's how this arrangement, that's how they arrived at this arrangement. So I will find out for you specifically what happened there before we move any further.
Attorney Vinsco, we were told that it was approved by the Army Corps of Engineers. I believe at the Hollenbeck Fire Station when we were down.
Okay.
So if you can get a name for that, just send me an email as well.
Sure, absolutely.
And I'm just curious about one thing, because when the Corps of Engineers came in, when they put that dike up in the Brookside section, I was a member of the Brookside Redevelopment PAC at the time, and I chaired the meeting when the Corps of Engineers came in and told us how the dike would be affected and what could be done there and what couldn't be done there. And I'm very curious because the story I got, and going back from memory, they're not supposed to be going near that dike. You know, the way they're proposing to go. And that's why I'm asking, who approved that? Because, you know, I'd like to go on and find out if I have to, you know, see the congressman and borrow that if necessary, to see if he can find out what's going on.
That's fair.
But I didn't name him.
Understood.
Thank you very much.
You have his contact information?
I have it.
You have, okay.